John Hare. I'm the developer of Defiant Immunade lozenges. I'm in our lab, or one of our labs, with one of our employees, Menna Desta, who is the person in charge of producing the actual vaccine that starts the process of making initially our veterinary biologic, which is to treat E. coli bacteria in young animals. And we use a similar antibody to make our Immunade product, which is right here. As a matter of fact, when we started with Immunade, it was originally intended as a treatment for diarrhea, because that's exactly what the veterinary biologic was for. And Menna was interested in getting into a benefits package with the company when we're a pretty small company, and so maybe that wasn't going to work. But I said, well, and I knew she had some digestive problems, which was going to be one of the things that would have been part of her benefits package. And she was taking a what they call a proton pump inhibitor. I think the name of the product was Omeprazole, which is it stops acid production in your stomach, which is with the intent of reducing acid reflux. And so she was on that, and as well she was also on full inhaler asthma medication. So anyway, for her benefits package, I said, well, Menna, why don't you try the Immunade and see if we can at least get some benefits out of the digestive situation, because we certainly knew that even from the E. coli side for traveler's diarrhea that it does help for sure on digestive issues. And so obviously acid reflux starts in the gut, and so maybe we'd have some benefit there. Anyway, I'm going to let you tell us your story as far as the acid reflux part goes.
Yes, when hi guys, sorry. Thank you very much for giving me chance to express about this product. To me, this is a miracle.
All right.
I can say miracle because I was suffering for stomach acid, and then asthma. Asthma also is very bad one. Every time it's go to emergency, I couldn't eat, I couldn't lie down, I couldn't even sleep well, I couldn't even what I love food because of my acid, because of my asthma. As you mentioned, you told me to try this one, and then okay, I decided to take it, and I don't realize I came better and better after a month. I just realized I didn't take any medication.
So in other words, you just started taking this and realized after about a month you didn't need the Omeprazole anymore.
No.
And it was shortly after that
I started eating spices right away. I don't feel anything, and then I just started to eat what I love, food from my back home food, which is a spice.
Sure.
Then I started eating, but nothing.
No problems at all.
Still now, I can eat whatever I need. Spice food, whatever it is.
And then as far as the asthma goes, I remember when you came to me and mentioned that your acid reflux was gone and you'd been able to stop using the Omeprazole, and I think I remember I said, keep taking it because we don't know what was causing the problem, and so let's make sure it doesn't come back. And I think it didn't take very much longer after that you realized you didn't need the asthma medications either.
No.
And I remember, from even talking to some of your...
Even the doctor gave me that time, I didn't finish it. I just stopped it.
The last prescription.
Yeah, the last one. Yeah.
Matter of fact, that same doctor, we finally got a letter from him, probably reluctantly on his part, but we wanted to get some evidence, that Menna hadn't taken a prescription. As a matter of fact, now it's been probably 5 years, I guess, now since you've had either of those medications, and so and we have that letter. Evidence that that she's not been on either of those things, which is kind of neat. And we've seen that, surprising enough, with several other people on the asthma side and the acid reflux, and so and we're finding out more and more. And really, and one of the things that that is interesting about it, there's any time you get onto something that does what we're seeing the results of here, normally you worry about side effects. And the nice thing about Immunade, it's very, very minor. There's no side effects whatever. And one thing that's to try to explain why it's working and how it's doing what it does is, if nothing else, COVID has let everybody understand the word antibodies. Antibodies are small proteins produced by the immune system to identify and neutralize pathogenic bacteria and viruses. And so, Immunade is actually a bag of antibodies. And so the idea that people now understand what antibodies are, let's face it, the more antibodies you have, the better you're going to do with everything. Your whole immune system can produce whatever amount of antibodies it can produce, but it's basically a finite amount. The nice thing about taking Immunade every day is you're getting an extra dose of antibodies every single day. And that's what we're finding is causing the reversal of a lot of these chronic illnesses, such as the asthma and the arthritis. Well, as a matter of fact, in my case it was arthritis, acid reflux, IBS, and those types of things. And so anyway, we've stumbled onto something kind of interesting from it was an animal health registered treatment to begin with, and now we're seeing that we've got a potential market on the human side, and now we're trying to get the word out to people that it's kind of an interesting product that you can take, very safe, and an extra dose of antibodies every day. Anyway, Menna, I'm glad that we got you better. And
I'm just telling you that my cousin too.
Oh yes.
You remember?
Yeah, your cousin down in
Toronto, who's
Toronto.
living in Toronto.
Yeah.
He was
Asthmatic.
5 years old when
Yeah.
he's now 31.
Yeah.
He is completely healed.
Yeah. Matter of fact, he started taking it. He was, I guess cynical, or he didn't really think it would work. But he's got his cousin from Winnipeg telling him that it's working. And so I remember, talking to him.
Yes.
And, he was quite happy that all of a sudden, because that's 25 years of asthma, and all of a sudden not having to take that medication anymore.